Boris Johnson has warned that the third wave of coronavirus sweeping through Europe is likely to wash up on our shores as well. And it emerged that Mr. Johnson spoke to President Macron and Chancellor Merkel yesterday to urge them to cooperate over vaccines after the EU threatened to block exports to the United Kingdom. But there was also good news, as a large-scale study in the United States showed that AstraZeneca vaccine is both safe and highly effective. The latest 24-hour government figures show a further 17 people are reported to have died with COVID. Although figures on a Monday are often low, this is the lowest daily figure since September, bringing the UK total to just over 126,000. There have been another 5,300 new cases in the UK, and another 367,000 people received their first dose of the COVID vaccine yesterday. Almost 28 million people have now received their first dose of a vaccine, which means more than 30 million doses have now been handed out across the United Kingdom. Our political editor, Gary Gibbon, has this report.
The EU wanted Thursday's meeting of heads of government to be in person, but the surge in COVID infections means they've been forced back in their boxes. Instead of hitting back at the European Commission President's threat to ban vaccine exports to the UK, Boris Johnson emphasised how the EU's COVID fate today could be ours soon.
One thing that's worth stressing is that on the continent right now, you can see, sadly, there is a third wave underway, and people in this country should be under no illusions that previous experience has taught us that when a wave hits our friends, it I'm afraid, washes up on our shores as well.
Some heads of government have told Ursula von der Leyen to stop any talk of export bans. In Dublin, the Taoiseach leading the way.
I've made it very clear that we had a pre-summit meeting last week with 5 Prime Ministers and Charles Michel, President of the European Council, and I said very clearly to him I think this was a retrograde step. 280 materials go into making up the Pfizer vaccine. They're supplied. There are 86 suppliers supply those materials from 19 countries around the world. You start putting up barriers, other countries may follow suit in terms of some of those vital raw materials that are required.
In Brussels, the European Commission spokesman revealed that UK and EU officials were in discussions about how to ease tensions over vaccine exports.
If I export something to another country that is in fact producing vaccines, this is what the President has said, we expect that that country will also be exporting vaccines or other materials which are necessary for the production of vaccines to the European Union.
The UK is thought to be exploring a deal which would mean sharing some vaccine ingredient stocks with the EU, but not exporting UK-made finished product vaccines to the EU.
Does that sound like the sort of area where an agreement could be settled?
It does, and we already see with the Pfizer vaccine something similar, where lipids are made in the UK and in Alabama, which are crucial for the manufacturing of that vaccine. But the vaccines themselves are actually manufactured in Europe and then shipped back to the United Kingdom. So some kind of deal like that would improve productivity for both Europe and the United Kingdom would make sense and be a good outcome for everybody.
After extensive trials in the United States, the AstraZeneca vaccine has been judged safe and 80% effective. It's hoped this may boost confidence in EU countries, where leaders fed concerns about the vaccine they had on order and now want in huge numbers and fast.